Another Saturday, time for another little playbook deep dive. Today, looking at honestly my first love of playbooks in college football 26, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. This is the book I used for the first half of the online dynasty we've been running with Old Dominion. Great playbook. Whoops-a-daisy. Great playbook, especially if you like to run the ball. The only thing you really need to be able to run this effectively, in my opinion, you do need a fast quarterback, a mobile quarterback. You obviously need a good running back and a really good tight end. If you have those three things, I think you will be able to run this playbook very, very effectively. We're going to hop into practice mode. We're going to go over three of my favorite formations in this book. We're going to include some gameplay examples, both from our campus tour, where we got a win in the road to the CFP with Notre Dame, and from the online dynasty when I was using this playbook, show where it's effective, why it's effective, all that good stuff. Let's just hop into practice mode and get to it. So first off, we are going to start just going over my favorite formations. We got three in here we are going to go over. Then we'll go over everything I have favored in here. I have lost a couple plays from when we ran the online dynasty, but it's mostly all still in there. You'll get a good idea of all the different fun things this playbook can do. We are going to start off in just regular gun deuce, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, quarterback, halfback. Simple enough, right? So we just get right into it. I do like these bounce runs. They look kind of goofy. Your halfback starts on one side, motions over to the other side. Just that little motion can 100% throw a defense off, though, and potentially pop a big run, especially that outside zone. The inside zone split, not such a big fan of, but bounce outside zone, very, very good. And what I love about this gun deuce compared to a lot of the other ones I have seen is there are some really, really good pass plays in here, too. Mesh spot can be good out of any formation. A shallow cross. I do want to show this one just because it's a little interesting. The out route on the left, it runs more like a speed out. That one on the right is more of just a general out route. A kind of does a little bit of a speed in, and you got the drag on your other tight end, but just focus on X or B right now. Then we'll run it again and watch the other one. I'm going to watch X on this one. Gets to the top, bang, turn. See how he gets that sideline a lot faster than B does? Well, I guess you couldn't if you were only watching one side or the other. But yeah, X gets the sideline faster here. They both kind of got jammed. Sideline, sideline. So just having that little difference in the two routes that those two guys are running. Speed outs, of course, very, very good. You could, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could stem this down too and make it more of a actual speed out. You could motion them in if you wanted to. Motion them across the line if you want to. And now we have kind of like a speed in. Now we have a mesh kind of going underneath here with Fields. You could put your tight end on like a post, something, try to get him out of the way. See if that little mesh underneath is going to suck those zones down. Maybe we can hit that tight end over the middle. Kind of like that. There's a lot of possibilities. I don't mess around too much with motioning guys around, but in that specific case, I think it's really, really good. It is, you know, a few adjustments you got to do. So you hit Y for Xbox, hit Y, then X to select that receiver, hold down L1, down, down, in case you don't know how to do the speed out. Hit B, now we're going to motion him over. He's going to come out here. Our other tight end kind of goes out and takes that slot receiver side. And this is a good setup, man. I really, really like this gun deuce. Like, you know, you do probably need to have 2 really good tight ends. One that could potentially hold on to the ball. But that's a great pass combination because really you think gun deuce, you're going to be running the ball more often. So having these passing threats in these run-heavy formations is a big reason why I like this Notre Dame playbook. We're going to see similar things if we look at deuce close and wing in those kind of sets as well. Trying to catch the defense a little off guard just because we're coming out in gun deuce doesn't mean you're just going to be able to sell out and stop the run. You got a few different escort plays here, 2 play actions and RPO. Oh, not 2 play actions, 1 play action and RPO and the inside zone split. I really don't like that one just because that motion coming from left to right, but then you're running it back to the left. You just lost a blocker over there. Not a huge fan of that one personally. What I am a big fan of in this book, these 3 are all pretty good. If you can work that toss in with the fake toss, there's essentially, you know, a little play action play. You got one tight end going on a streak, the other one going on a corner. One of those guys has a very, very good shot to get open. And now we're starting to see, too, why I think you need to have a fast mobile quarterback to really be able to run the Notre Dame offense. We got a QB zone here. You got a motion QB zone. And my favorite red zone play in this entire playbook, this motion halfback toss out of gun deuce, is so good. This play is unbelievable. And honestly, a reason I got out of Notre Dame because I was getting so predictable in it. If I was in the red zone, I was calling this play at least once. So our tight end starting on the left there, Flanagan's going to motion out to the right. Now we're going to have 3 blockers on that right side in a condensed set with a condensed defense. It's not going to be too difficult. We don't love seeing that safety come down. We would like to see a block there, but luckily we got Jeremiah Love anyway. But being able to get that numbers advantage by having your tight end motion to the opposite side here. See, now nobody's moving in motion. They're staying in a condensed defense. Tight end picks up that block, and that's just the easiest run you're ever going to see in your life. There goes Jeremiah Love. We'll even stunt on him just a little bit. So to illustrate this point even further, I'm going to cut over to online dynasty game we played. We got down, stuck at the goal line. I think it was 2nd and goal at the 1. We call this play. It, as well as it worked there, and it worked pretty good against double mug too. I think this is going to be a good example of why I think this play is just so dang good in the red zone. All right, so here we are. We are, of course, the Old Dominion Monarchs in the beautiful dark blues, baby blue helmets going against the Navy midshipmen. Ball right, essentially, on the end zone, but I'm still calling that toss play because of how good it is in this situation. So we'll go ahead and run this and see again how condensed this defense is. Being on the left hash makes it even better. We got even more room to get outside. Our 91 speed halfback, I want to say, we're going to have that tight end coming in motion back here to the right, just seal off this edge, and we can get our speed, get to that outside, and easy touchdown in the red zone. Even with them motioning around, see now the motion kind of dumbs him out. He was falling for a second. Now he's going to go back to this side. Now we got the numbers. Now we got the 3 blockers. 1, 2. Really just 3 guys for us to watch here. The 2 on the outside. And as long as he picks up one of these guys, we're trusting we can win this foot race to the outside. That's exactly what happens. They pick up one guy. We take it to the outside. Easy touchdown, Old Dominion. Motion toss out of gun Deuce. Unbelievable play. I think that's all we really got out of gun Deuce, though, for us to really look at. So now we will look at some of the more pass-happy formations that still have very, very good run plays in them. One of which, of course, is going to be gun bunch strong offset. Oh, it's just my favorite formation. Almost every playbook we are going to feature here, for a lot of them are going to have bunch strong offset. It's just a great crutch for me, very easy to pass out of, easy to run out of. But what makes Notre Dame's interesting is this set of plays. I don't remember seeing these in any other bunch strong offset that we have looked at. It might be in some more. I'm not 100% on that. But we got 2 QB runs out of here. Both of them have the halfback going in motion and out and kind of turning into a left slot receiver, empty backfield, quarterback zone run, and a quarterback sweep with your right tackle and your tight end kind of pulling out to the right to try to set the edge with the motion trail double post, using that same motion from that halfback, but a really, really good just stock pass play coming out of it, especially with a halfback like Jeremiah Love. Having him go out in motion, turn into a slot receiver, running a post is going to kill a lot of coverage, especially like a man, something like that. So those 3 plays, fantastic. We have Dagger, one of my all-time favorite plays. I'll go over the setup for it again that I like to do, just because I think this is still one of the best plays in the entire game. All you really have to do is what I like to do, is not just run it stock, but that works too. Just take the quick drag, take our yards. We take our tight end, our inside receiver there on the right, put him on a post. Then we can, if we're going against somebody who's not blitzing a lot, you can sneak a halfback streak out there behind them, because that post and the streak Great House is on is going to clear out a lot of the zones that are in that area. If they are in a zone coverage, should leave the halfback kind of underneath. But really, we're just setting up a high-low between the drag and the post. And if it's there right away, we're just going to take it right away. Take our easy yards, take our 8 every single time. Keep it simple, keep it easy. Now, I know another thing a lot of people do is they will actually leave that route the tight end is on. I personally don't love it. It just takes a lot of time for develop, and they'll just put like a crosser on RB instead, so they got everything going from the left to right. Or the opposite of that, from right to left. I guess when we flip this, it would all be from left to right. I don't know. This one, I don't hate. Except I think just that route that tight end is on takes a little too long to really develop. I personally just like something like that, because you can snap that really quick. You're still gonna be blocking 6. You'll have time to throw different things. That drag's gonna get open a lot. That post is gonna get open a lot. Just a very, very good play. There's a reason we call it call it a lot. Now, what they also have, flood. We don't see this in a ton of bunch strong offsets. That's, you can just snap it as is, and that corner route that A is on is like a much deeper corner than just a stock one, so it's going to get over pretty much any cloud flat, any flat on the outside. With that fade route B is on, kind of clearing everything out back, you're going to have your tight end open on that play a ton. And then you have the in on the opposite sides too. But what they have more than anything else is the best run plays in bunch strong offset. Hard to find the combo that they have. Outside of those quarterback runs, we have these two. Duo, which is probably the best run in the game, right up there, and pin, pull, toss. They've actually got another version of it up here, crack toss. It's just depending on who is going to pull. But both of those are going to work pretty similarly in terms of if they are running something like a double mug, a big man blitz, something we can pop to the outside very quickly with a fast halfback and turn it into a big play, much like this example we're going to look at from our campus tour, Notre Dame against Florida. So in this one, we can tell we came out in gun bunch strong offset. We see our Florida friend here is in double mug. Looks to be mid blitz just from how the defense is all lined up. He wasn't disguising his coverage. A lot of people online are not going to be disguising their coverage, so we are going to take it to be what it is. We're expecting this to be mid blitz, so we're going to audible to crack toss. So this, we're going to have pulling over here. They're going to go out and try to set the edge and leave us all sorts of room. Much like what we saw with that motion toss, we're running this on the left hash, give us a little more room to get to the outside over here. But we're expecting this to be mid blitz. It is mid blitz. We just throw the toss, get it outside. The boys go and set the edge. Jeremiah Love, house call, touchdown, Notre Dame. Having that option of taking the duo run or an inside zone run to run up the middle if they're kind of light in the box versus if they're coming out in a double mug and we have a pin pull toss or a crack toss to try to get one outside is like stuff dreams are made of. It's so good to have that combination. Throughout making this video, I'm slowly talking myself into going back to the Notre Dame playbook because I'm still been in Ohio State's now just for a couple of games, but gosh, I love this Notre Dame one so much. Outside of those, I believe that's really all the ones I personally really like out of here. Y Trail's a fine play here too. But yeah, bunch strong offset, always going to be good. Always love to have that as an option in our playbook. The last one we're going to look at a little bit deeper here is cluster, which is exclusive to the Notre Dame playbook. There are some cluster halfback strongs that are in some others, but Notre Dame is the only one which is base cluster. And look at just these first three plays. These are gorgeous. We got a mesh with a corner route. We got a mesh post, which also has a wheel route. On our RB receiver there, we got an Irish mesh whip where it looks like it's going to be mesh underneath with X and A, but A is actually on a little zig going outside there, cross on RB, a little spot route on B. All three fantastic plays. Verticals is going to be very good. Anything with condensed three receivers like we have here in cluster, and that's always why bunch is popular too, just really puts a lot of stress on the defense. So even something like verticals, you'll be able to call and just you could throw to your B receiver quick because of his little wheel route he's on there. That RB receiver on his crossers can get open a ton. Can't go too wrong there. Between Z-Spot and Z-Spot Shake, both very, very good. They have almost like a corner strike where the corner routes that they are on are a little bit shorter and a little bit sharper. Destroys man coverage. You can get open against a lot of zones. Not entirely sure what happened there. Let's get back to cluster. But between, they have great pass plays here. Cluster bunch, very, very good too. PA Reed is a fantastic pass play. But it's this specific run off tackle out of a gun cluster. I don't know what it is about it, but it's unbelievable. It is such a good run. I do wish we had like an inside zone or something. Our only other run that we have out of this is a draw. But off tackle is phenomenal. This is going to be our last example we're going to show from our campus tour win with Notre Dame. We are in gun cluster. We're just coming out in off tackle. We can see our opponent is out of the double mug at this point. And appears to be in a nickel mint or something like that. But we can see, the 3 down linemen, the guy standing over here, 1 linebacker, 3 defenders over here. We got 3 blockers right here. We got a lot of big, beefy boys right up front ready to set up this tackle. This is just me off tackle run going to the left. And we let Jeremiah Love do his thing. Watch the blocking on this. Look at that hole. And then the boys get downfield and set that up perfectly. I'm telling you, I don't know why. I can't get into specifics of how because I just honestly don't know. But the blocking on off tackle in cluster is some of the best you're ever going to find. Like it's absolutely phenomenal. Now, so those are the three main formations I will run in the Notre Dame playbook. Those are the three I like a lot. There's a lot of good plays and good formations spread throughout this entire playbook. So let's just go over to my favorites here, and we can take a look at everything that we have set. And we'll flip this back around. So gun, wing, tight Z, 3 tight ends, 1 receiver, a halfback, having the duo run, which is great out of half bunch strong offset, just good in any formation. Anytime you get a duo run, those are always very, very good. You can pair that with a zone option, more good red zone offense here for Notre Dame with a mesh spot too. Still, maybe you need 2 good tight ends. I said 1 at the beginning. 2 is ideal just because of all of these sets. You've also got gun, deuce, close, another 2 tight end set, post wheel, another mesh spot, RPO, read, flat wheel. All such good plays. We went over our deuce plays there already. We also got gun, wing, another 2 tight end set, but we have an inside zone, which is going to be a run going to the left. You have a QB zone, run going to the right with the halfback as an additional blocker going out there. Get yourself a speedy boy half or quarterback if you want to run this Notre Dame set, and tight end attack, which is always a good pass play. It just always is. It can never go wrong with that. Wing slot offset, you've got a good RPO out of here. Drive and a little jet QB run. Wouldn't super strongly recommend that. I just thought it looked neat, so we went ahead and added that. Wing slot weak, got a motion QB run, the RPO read Y flat, drive whip smash, all great plays. I mean, I mark them as favorite for a reason. I'm going to say they're all great. Now, if you saw last week's episode with Georgia Tech, they had gun doubles as well, and we talked about PA zone read. The best pass play in the entire game. Not going to hear any arguments, not going to hear anything about it. This play is unbelievable. The only thing I like to do is instead of having play action, you can block your halfback, but if you're actually running the ball a lot, keep that play action. But between your A and Y kind of running a little bit of a deeper mesh, X is kind of on a deep crosser, B's on kind of a funky deep route, you're going to beat any coverage in the game if you have time. I truly believe you could only call that play and win a game. That's the only one you need. You might hot route a few things differently, but I don't think you even need to. I think you could call that PA zone read as is. It's fantastic. We've also got the QB RPO, something we'll see again in Georgia Tech, something we see quite a bit of in Notre Dame. Orbit Y sail, that same orbit motion, but more of a deep vertical passing threat there. A few more gun doubles here. See, this is where I know some plays are missing because how I set my favorites, all 3 should be the same formation. So, I don't know. Something when we changed it to Ohio State, I might have mixed some things up. But some more gun doubles, drag under, fade halfback wheel. Then we get to normal Y off, scissors Z, curl, seam F angle. Shout out Miguel. I know he loves that play. And for good reason. Any play where your tight end and halfback are lined up on the same side and your tight end is going vertical and you have a Texas route underneath that on your halfback, it is very, very difficult to guard both of those. You're almost always going to have one of those two if you can get a setup like that. Some normal Y off weak, we got an escort QB blast. This return, read Y flat, any of those flats where the guy goes in motion beforehand, I'm not super sold on. You could convince me, but I've tried a couple. I don't know. They just don't work great for me. But normal Y off weak, we got another quarterback run here, another inside zone, X dagger, wide receiver under, inside cross. You guys might notice I really like mesh concepts. I love having those 2 drags. They're very, very hard to defend in this game, so I'm big on those. Nice little RPO out of Y off trips, a little run out of there. See, this is the read Y flats I like, where it's just the tight end on that side, just bang, goes straight to the outside, right towards 2 blockers. So that is one I would definitely keep. Y off trips weak, another fantastic formation Notre Dame has. A high-low dig. It's a whip route that RB is on, but it's a little bit deeper of one, which does a really good job clearing out for that B, that deep in he is on. You're pretty much going to have one of those 2, or even the tight end going right up the seam. Dig cross, Irish cross slot seam. They have a few plays that are specific just for the Fighting Irish, and they're all pretty dang good. Trio halfback weak, a couple more quarterback runs. A quarterback G down, our right guard going to be pulling out to the right there. Run going out to the right, and then also a QB blast. So we have 2 QB runs, but attacking different sides of the field. Always going to be a big fan of that. Bunch strong offset, we already went over all of that. Cluster, we went over that as well. And bunch strong wide is not something I use a ton, but I feel like I should because I do think it's good. That clear out FL in is going to be a bomb against a lot of zone coverages, and then having that little underneath in that B is on, that can get you open a whole heck of a lot. Some gun tight Y off flex, a little more condensed, but you get a good flood play out of here. You get a good Y cross play out of here. Gun tight open. Another one of my personal favorite formations, because slot post, you can just snap that play as is, kind of like PA zone read. And you're typically going to get one of your guys open on a play like that. Some trips Y slot. We got another QB RPO. We got another QB RPO. We got a play action dagger. QB RPOs, not as good as they once were. Still very good, though. Still very, very good. Whip Z post, similar to the high-low dig play that we saw in that earlier formation. Dagger, those deep ins on those outside wide receivers, if you can get time, are very, very good, because you have that curl route on A that's going to kind of keep the defense down. You have that kind of deep streak, I don't know what you actually call it, on RB, kind of pushing those deep blue zones and back. And then right in that sweet spot in between them, we got B coming on that deep in route. Some more QB RPOs, QB RPO shot, QB draw, quick rub return. I know this is a favorite of Boder. You can just snap throw that to B, because he kind of sneaks underneath that return route, gets open underneath a ton of coverages. I don't even know how you defend that play, just to be honest. And kind of the same thing with a lot of the flood concepts. Match coverage usually does okay against floods, but if they're just in a drop zone, you can call a flood against cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, doesn't really matter. It's going to get open. Some more trips with verticals, a little pistol sprinkled in there. And now things are all out of order and a bit of a mess. We're back in bunch strong offset and a little bit of 5 wide. Hitch corners, strong flood, double pivot, all go. Like, whatever you're looking to do on offense, Notre Dame has an answer for you. They have an opportunity for you to run it. You just want to run the ball all the time. You got a lot of 2 tight end sets that can help you do that, and pretty much all the best runs and all the popular formations, gun bunch strong offset, and that off tackle and cluster, you can run the ball all day with this playbook. You want to pass it, you got gun bunch strong offset, you got cluster, you got trips, you got spread, you got 5 wide, whatever, however you want to play, there's something for you in the Notre Dame playbook. I highly recommend everybody check it out. You give it a shot. I'll bet there's at least one thing in here that you like. So that is going to do it for our little Notre Dame playbook review. Still one of my top 2. I think it's them in Ohio State as of right now, just in terms of how effective they are. I got a lot more playbooks for us to look at that are just fun. I don't know how great they really are, but they sure look like a good time. So those are going to be kind of what we're looking over the next few weeks. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you next time. If there's any playbooks you guys want me to take a look at, please make sure, let me know. But until then, take it easy.